welcome to today's Hooray, it's Thursday with Courtney, live from the beautiful Central Coast of New South Wales in Australia. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Central Coast, and I come live every Thursday. If I'm not available to come live, you can check back at 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon and you will find me then as well. All right, if there's not a live video, there is usually a recorded one for you. Well, welcome. Today we're going to play with some more new goodies, and I hope you've got your cuppa in hand. I've got mine here. Not that I'm going to get a chance, you like my chickens? Not that I'm going to get a chance to drink it whilst I'm playing with you guys. I've got the beautiful velveteen paper, which I'm going to show to you, and I've got Exciting Times, which is a stamp and die bundle. Stamp and punch bundle. So let me swap this over to this screen. Okay, so we've got a stamp and a punch bundle. Oh, look, you can see the reflection there. Look at that. What fun. Okay, let me just click this button over here. All right. So Exciting Times is it's a relatively inexpensive bundle. Always love a punch bundle. We've got celebrations, we've got thank yous, and we've got happy birthday. Our three main things in Australia that we send greeting cards for, aside of Christmas, of course. The next one happens to be birthdays. So I really like this happy birthday to you. I was going to bring over some other goodies and I haven't. All I've brought over is the paper, the stamps, and the punch. I do have some ink here, but this is going to be relatively paper heavy because I have brought this beautiful paper. Now, it just looks like pretty paper. However, I can feel it, and I don't know about you lot, I'm very textural. So when I say that I'm textural, one of the things that I like to do is I like to rub things, which doesn't sound very good, but you know what I mean. I like to feel things are different. So these little, on this piece here, I've just bought 6 pieces. I've bought one of each sheet over so that you can see it. There's 6 different pieces. You get 2 of each piece in there. The one side it's a specialty paper. So one side is got the specialty feature, which in this case happens to be flocking. So it's fluffy. So that is one piece. Now, I was looking at that thinking, how fabulous would that be just for a background of a scrapbooking page? It's just beautiful. And it's got a very soft, basic beige flower print on the other side, for want of a better way of putting it. Our colours are Berry Burst, Basic Beige, Daffodil Delight, and we've got some cloud cover in there as well. And we've got our Peaceful Pine. This is one of those really cool pages. If you cut it in half, you're going to get 6 card fronts from. It's a very nice page, and it's got some, this one's cloud cover on the back, which is just like a little, it's really hard to see, little texture square one. Very full, and our flocking is on, there's like little flowers here where the flocking is. All right. I do have the lights on today because it's getting dark at this time of the afternoon already. So it's a bit hard to see me. So everything's a little bit yellow because I've got yellow tinted lights, but the flocking is here in all amongst the little bunches of flowers. All right. It's just really pretty. This one here, there's lots of flocking on this. Everything that you're seeing there as white is fluffy. Okay. Oh, I didn't show you the back of that one. That one's got another subtle basic beige side. I'll show you the other side all together. So yeah, the little Berry Burst is not flocked, but anything that's white essentially is fluffy on that page. And the same with this one. This one feels like it's just, the whole page feels fluffy. It's so nice. On this one here, it's a bit hard to see them. There's some tiny little flowers, like there's a little one just here, little tiny one here, in amongst all of the leaves. And those ones are flocked as well. Okay, so then when we turn it over, you've got a series of basic beige cloud cover. There's lots and lots of that bluish cloud cover in there amongst our beige. So see what I mean? So it's quite a subdued background, which works quite nicely with the other side because the other side is quite vibrant on some of the pieces. So in saying that, oh, there's my envelope. What am I going to do with them is probably what you're all asking. So with this stamp set, which is brand new, so I haven't done anything with it as yet. We are using it in class next weekend. I don't know that we'll be using this paper because it's just so pretty. And I don't want to have to order like so many more packets of it, but you never know, we'll see. I've got 10 people coming, so whatever I use, I need 20 cards worth. So we've got, I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean. Now, I've only got Peaceful Pine over here with me, but I will pop that into here. So I brought over with me Peaceful Pine, and I brought over Bubble Bath, because Bubble Bath's the other colour that's in it. Right. So let's just stamp these guys onto here. Oh, sorry. All right, that's not going to play nice. Just get some ink on my stamps. And I can tell it's going to be stamping like Bodgy Brothers Incorporated already because it's already balling up, but that's okay. It's not one that there's a lot of stamps on, so let's put that there and move that to the side. Peel it off. But that happy birthday to you, look how nice that is. Let's put that to the side. And it's a bit like condition. I think some people call it conditioning the stamps. Just give them. Okay. So, and it's a really, this is a sentiment-based stamp. There's lots of different things that you can do with this punch, which I'll examine as I make my class things. But today we're featuring the paper. Okay. So we will need that in a minute. So I've brought over 2 pieces of cloud cover, mainly because I wanted, come on, doesn't like this. Doesn't like cloud cover, doesn't like my lights. Maybe if I put a pen there, it might do it. When you fold your paper in this direction, you do need, does work much better if you scored it. All right. So I did score it. So this in Australia, this is just a piece of A4 cut in half. So I literally cut it long ways at 10.5 centimeters because it's 21. Hi Lisa, how you going? It's 21 centimeters across. Okay. And which is a little bit different to this one, which is our other style. So you don't necessarily need to score it when you do it this way. All right. I've been watching a few other videos. There's some interesting ways people fold their cards. So we've got 2 pieces and I've got some insides. I brought over with some Berry Burst with me, and essentially I want to highlight this paper. Now this stamp set does, this bundle does belong to a suite. It is called the Velvet Meadow suite. There is a stamp set that goes with it. There's also some plain velvet paper, which is white, Barely Blush and the Peaceful Pine color. And the whole sheet's fluffy. It's cool. Like you're walking through Spotlight just going, oh, nice. So you can fussy cut these flowers out. I don't believe the die will cut them out, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. But I was looking at, now as much as I would love to use that as a background. Yep, I'm going to save it. I think it would make a fabulous page for a scrapbook page, to tell you the honest truth. Let's use this one. So there's a couple of ways you can use this. We've got our basic, cut it down the middle, and then you've got your, you can get 6 card fronts out of this. Okay. because you can cut this 10 centimeters 3 times and Bob's your uncle. Just stick a sentiment up the top and thank you very much, Lee, we're done. Okay, but let's have a bit of a play. So if I wanted to, which is what I'm going to do, I am going to cut this at the 10 centimeters. So then I've still got the other 2 pieces left over. So that can make 2 other card fronts and we're all sweet. Now I really like, there's like this very subtle blue check on the background. I really like it, but I really love this as a feature. So what I'm thinking, and I'm doing this in my head as I go along, is I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off that. So I'm going to turn this into 6.5 centimeters. And then I've got this little blue strip, which is so cute. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller as well. So let's go with, are we making, which one are we making? Are we making a portrait card or are we making a landscape card, guys? Because that's going to depend on how I'm going to cut this. All right, what do you want me to see me do? Let's have a vote while I have a sip of a cup of tea. First one, I know that there's 5 of you watching. So first one to write something, portrait or landscape, what's going to be? Have we got a winner? Come on, you know you want to comment. Laurie, what are you going to type? What are you going to pick? I'll put the stamps on the blocks while I'm waiting for you all. Portrait or landscape? Landscape. Landscape for the win. Thanks, Lisa. All right. Part of me knew that that was coming. Oh, 2 landscape for the win. Lisa types faster than you, Laurie. Okay, happy birthday to you. All right, landscape card. So if I'm doing a landscape card, that means that this piece, the depth of this card is 10.5 centimeters. So this piece cannot be greater than 10.5 centimeters. So I'm going to have to, I want a little bit of plain up the top, for want of a better way of putting it. So if I just cut that just above that flower there, I'm going to have to cut some off at the bottom because this really needs to be approximately 9.5 centimeters in size. Actually, we could probably, yeah, about 9.5 centimeters because I do want to put a border around it. All right. Well, that fluffy has just been chopped off. No, don't stress, Court. It's all good. Yeah, I believe it. Okay, so this is a little piece of berry burst. So we made that 6.5. So this is going to be 7. All right. And if I remember correctly, that was 9.5. So this piece here is going to be 10. Okay. And that can sit quite nicely on there as a little bit of a feature. All right. I can't believe I'm making a landscape card. Actually, yes, I can. All right, I'll put that there for the moment. I'll put that. Bye-bye portrait card. You can go over there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use my base as the main part of my card. I'm not going to put something extra on it. If you can if you want to, but this piece needs to be featured because we don't want to waste it. And I'm thinking that it's going to go here. So I do need to get my trimmer back. Oh, I need to be stretchy. So it's going to be 10 centimeters as well. If I cut this off at the right end, what have I got here? Oh, look, that's like a little window peeking out. And this one here is plain. Save them for later. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to throw any of this paper away. It is so nice. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got a couple of pieces here. There is more designer series paper that I can use the back. If I wanted to, which I don't, yeah, we can do some, let's do some fussy cutting. We will do some fussy cutting. All right, so our sentiment, we're going to say happy birthday. Now, there is a couple of little things in here that you can, this one will punch straight out. This one here, when we punch out, we get this middle bit, okay? All right, so if you wanted the bigger one, you need to cut your square out. This one here will actually punch out. So let's go with that. And you'll see, how I just threw it at the table. It's photopolymer, it's wobbly. If you try and put it on your block, it'll go all cockeyed. So you do need to punch it out. Just stick it on the block there, and then you can stamp that. So because we've got a little, I want it to be subtle this bit, I'm going to go with my Barely Bubble Bath. I was about to call it Barely Blush. Gosh, that's a blast from the past. Bubble Bath. Okay. Punch goes this way. So we'll stamp there like so. Now, can you see it? It's just there. It's very subtle. It's so nice. And somewhere around here, I put this guy on a stamp block. And we'll use some of our Peaceful Pine. These new stamp pads are fabulous. They're magnetic. And if you were to join my team now, you can actually get all 5 of these stamp pads in the new in colours as part of your kit. That's one of the options. Oh, I don't know that that's going to work real nice. Let's have a look and see how well it stamps and whether I need to give this a massage or something. No, I don't. Looks nice. Okay. These are felt pads. So you have to give it a bit of a pat, rub, pat, and hope you get it in the middle. And voila, as they say. Ta-da! All right. Okay, and easy peasy, beautiful punch, great sentiment punch. Comes with some great sentiments. I always punch with my tongue stuck between my teeth, usually. Punch this way up. It's holding it, so it's sort of grabbed a little bit, and then we have a punch. Now, sometimes, let me say, when you get new punches, sometimes they have a little bit of oil from I don't know, from the process of making them. This one does, it's in there, but there's none on the paper. Sometimes you can get a mark on your corner bits, but not today, okay? All righty. And because of the way we've done it, see how it sits quite nicely there? And then I'll show you something else. We just want a little bit of a background as well. Okay, so that we can shadow this. Now, if you wanted to, you could shadow this, but I think it actually needs the whole lot. All right. Okay. Now, since we've got it, I'm going to use a little bit of this. Okay. Actually, we probably don't want to. What have I got here? Oh, here's a little bit I prepared earlier. Some Peaceful Pine. Actually, that would look quite nice under all there, wouldn't it? Oh, that would look nice. I don't have a full piece, so what a shame. We'll have to work, mate. Make do. All right. Let me cut the ferns off from the other week. That's a nice set if anyone's got that one already. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece that's approximately 2 centimetres by 10. because I'm going to add a little extra bit to it, just for something to bring that colour up. Okay. So it's like adding extra layers, but without actually adding extra layers. Looks really good if you want to rough up the edge. It makes it quite pretty. I'll show you how I do that, because I can do it all the way along. So if you've got your scissors, there's a couple of ways of roughing up edges. You can tear it, or you can do this with your scissors. Now, if you've been with Stampin' Up for a long time, you might have one of the razors that we had in it was like a distressing tool. Distressing's coming back into vogue, so hopefully we get another one back. Just give it a bit of a rough up and see how it roughs that edge up. Now, if you were using the double-sided paper, the two-tone cardstock, we'd have a white core, and that would look even better again. All right, so I just want to add that to this piece of Berry Burst. So I'm just going to put a little bit, oh, look at that, blue that works. I got a full one out ready. Okay, so I just want it to stick out just a little smidge. I don't want to stick it out a lot. But the trick is to make sure it's even. So while you're holding your tongue in the right spot, and because we've used glue, we've got a bit of wiggle room. And I'll just squeezed a bit of glue out there. Now the sweet has really pretty floral accents with it. The sweet does not have a ribbon, if I remember correctly. It doesn't have a ribbon with it, but we've got all of the new in color ribbons, so they match quite nicely. This one here, what color are you? Oh, there's the Barely Blush. I knew there was Barely Blush around somewhere. Barely Blush works quite nicely, and so would our Peaceful Pine. All right, they would all work quite beautifully with this. Okay, I am going to stick this guy straight down as well. So there's minimal stamping today. Wow. All right. But okay, so that's going to end up sitting on there. This piece here is going to go here underneath there, and this guy is actually going to sit over the top. This is looking a very bare to me. Hi Nat, how you going? A couple of things that we can do here with this one. Okay, we could stamp on it. We could do some other texture of some description, lots of different things, but we would need a different stamp. Okay, if you wanted to, you could stamp the Let's Celebrate down the side. Lots of different things. We could put this over to this side and have this guy coming out here. All right, lots of different things. One thing I do like, and as much as it's going to torture me to cut that other piece, is I think that it needs a pattern. Now, because we're letting the paper do the talking, I'm going to have to come back in here and I'm going to have to get some more paper. Okay, what I'm going to do though, because I don't want it to be, I don't want to use any more than I have to. All right, I'm going to use this side. Okay, so because I'm using that side and this takes up more than half of my piece of paper, I'm just going to cut the other another 10 centimeter piece. Okay, so then I've still got this one if I want to use it as a whole front, because I just think it lends itself to it. Because that is now 10 centimeters, I need a piece that is at least 7 centimeters, okay, to go from here to here. because nobody said that I have to actually have it go sit all the way underneath this piece, because we don't want to waste the pretty paper. In doing that too, if I take it from the top here, I can save this bit for something else because it's the pretty bit. Yeah. So let's go with 7.5 centimeters, just so it's definitely going to fit underneath that. I've got all this pretty piece for something for later. And the only little bit of floral that I've lost is that tiny little bud. Okay. So now I can actually put this piece here like so, measure that up with that, and that makes me a happier lady. Except I'm fuzzy. Oh, that's the only problem with working at this time of year. Okay. I really like that instead. What do you reckon? If you wanted to put it as a portrait card, it just looks beautiful. And then next, you know, sorry, I couldn't help myself, guys. And then this could sit up here. Okay. But we voted for landscape. So I'll put this piece on. Even that side would look good, but because we've used the other piece as the feature. Okay. So we've got about a piece is 0.5 centimeter smaller, so we've got to have a little bit of a lip there to match the side pieces. We have a piece there as well. And I do believe it needs some ribbon, but we've got it before we glue this piece down, and that piece will look really good popped up. All right, look at that. You know what? I think this is where the popping's going to be, and I do think we need some flowers and leaves. So we are going to, let's cut some of these guys out. So find some that are close to the edge. Let's hang out in this corner down here. All right. Okay, so 3 leaves, some flowers, okay? And I'm just going to quickly, they're not difficult to fussy cut around. If you've got the stamp and die set, you can use the stamps and dies. Choice is yours, but I don't. You can use another set if you just wanted to put some leaves, because the leaves, there's quite a few different leaves at the moment that you could use that would work. Now, I personally like, usually I don't talk while I'm fussy cutting, let me tell you. Personally, I like to, when I'm clustering things, I like to do 3s or an odd number. To me, it's more visually appealing. This little duo here, though, is already joined together, so I'm not going to cut them apart. There is a essentially a gap, so that if you did want to cut them apart, you could. But I'm just going to leave. I'm actually going to leave them together. So around these guys. And I reckon if I was to count them, you're probably going to get, there's 4 of these across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times down the paper at least. And then there's a whole heap of other ones. Now this one here, I don't have the top of this flower. However, I've got every other piece. So don't discard the ones that are on the side. You can use them the same as that. See that nice corner one up there? And I'll show you how we're going to use that corner one, and I'll show you, and I'm going to use this one differently as well. Especially considering we're letting our paper do the talking this time. All right. Okay, so there's that. Some leaves. They're really quite funky leaves. I mean, I know this is not my fluffy bits. My little fluffy bits are just, staying there. And all right, so what have we got happening? It's May. My May paper pumpkin arrived yesterday. Got shipped on the 11th and arrived on the 13th. That's not bad if I do say so. Haven't opened it up yet though. I've been too busy playing. I'm still doing the virtual album retreat, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm learning some new skills with all of that. They do still have some of the album kits available in the online store if that's something that interests you. 10 double-page spreads, which is a lot of scrapbooking, let me tell you. And I've also been playing with my next scrapbooking retreat that's coming up. I've been playing with the set from that so that I can make some extra pages for us. So there's lots of things happening in my part of Stampin' Up. But then in the rest of Stamping Up, we've had a new catalogue released. You'll find there's actually a link to the PDF of that in the comments. And there's the leaf. If you would like a paper copy and you don't have one, let me know and I'll send you one. The other thing that's happening is that there's a joining special. Okay, so that's something that everybody might like to have a look at too, and you get the ink pads as part of the kit. There is an option for you to get extra dollars in your kit, but at the moment I think the ink pad special is the way to go, and apparently it has been the most popular. Now I'm going to use green or Peaceful Pine as my ribbon because there's an awful lot of pink on here. All right, and for those that know me, they know that pink is not my most favorite color. Okay, I'm just going to stick this guy on straight. All right. And then I'll put the dimensionals underneath it. Okay. Because it is, all right, to go. Okay, now this little one here, this is our double set of flowers. And this is the one that has the top chopped off it. Okay, so it can actually sit quite nicely underneath there and nobody is the wiser. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick these guys down like so, and just put some glue under that bit of it. I just want to see where it's going to land the best. About there. So my sentiments, essentially now I've centered it. Okay. Which means I'm going to have to neurotically center it because I don't want it to be just a little bit off. But I didn't put my ribbon under. Oh no. Let's get this under first. Come back off, mister. I wasn't thinking. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, my ribbon scissors are on the table. So, a little bit of tape to hold this guy down. Just going to have it sticking out from the bottom. Okay. And turn you on an angle. My arm keeps sticking to my stamps. And make sure it's straight. And we've still got some leaves. And they're just going to stick in. Whoops, too much glue. No, some days I don't have enough glue, and today I've got too much glue. Okay. That can go up there. And this little guy Just going to stick in underneath there. Okay, little cluster of flowers. Now, we've got my inside piece. There's Let's Celebrate, which is nice, but aside of that, there's not an inside sentiment. Now, remember I said, well, don't throw away these edge pieces of flowers. If you don't have any stamping that you can do in here, there's nothing stopping you from decorating the inside of your card with some of these flowers. Okay, we also have this piece here, which we can put a little bit of a strip down, and the same with this, so that we can bring these two pieces from the front to the inside. Now, we don't need as much as what we've got here, so I'm just going to cut a smaller strip. Approximately, let's go with 1 centimetre. And I think I just did that as crooked as a dog's hind leg. It is too, you know. Let's try again, hey? My gosh. I don't know how I ended up with that so crooked. But that one's better. And let's get 1 centimetre of this guy. Actually, let's go with 1.5 of this, because what we'll do is we'll stick this piece on top of it. Okay. All right. So it's all about the paper today. We're going to stick this piece on top of here. And I know it's too long, but that's okay, because we're going to rough up the inside as well, just to match the front. So again, just be careful. The snips can be they're really sharp if you've got the Stampin' Up! Ones. I am hoping we're going to get some new ones coming soon. They have been talking about them. All right. Okay, just rough that up a bit. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue on the back of this, down to approximately there. And then this guy is going to go along here. Now, yeah, they've been talking about getting some new ones. These ones are really sharp, not when you're cutting ribbon, but they really bite hard here. Ask me how I know that. Right, and then we can use this piece here as our edge for cutting that guy off. All right, and then that is going to be our inside piece. Now, I don't have a stamp over here that I can stamp the envelope with, but any pretty flower stamp will look good. Okay, unless you've got the beautiful Flowering Meadow bundle, then you can actually use it. So what do you reckon? It's rather pretty, isn't it? And it's textural as well. It's so nice. And there's our inside. All right, with our frayed little bit of cardstock. All right, and an envelope, because you can't have a card without an envelope. So that's our Exciting Times bundle, which comes with the beautiful punch, if you get it as a bundle, $70. All right, and our beautiful velvet paper. All new this month to Stampin' Up! And just one of the specialty papers that we have. And it's just one of those things. Thanks, Nat. I really appreciate it. All right, now, without further ado, because of that, I'm going to head off, and hopefully you all have a fabulous evening. It was great to hang out with you today. And yeah, I'll see you all next